Gotham, did you produce this? Lil Gotham XO.
I'm out the way, yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, stay out the way, yeah, stay out the way. I'm out the way, yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, stay out the way, yeah, stay out the way. Yeah, we been getting paid, racks put them in a safe, smacking us out to the face, yeah, stay out the way, stay out the way, oh, stay out the way, yeah, stay out the way.
Let's go, let's
stay
go.
Out the way. Yeah, we been getting paid, racks put them in a safe, smacking us out to the face, yeah, stay out the way, I'm out the way, yeah, I'm out the way, yeah, stay out the way, yeah, stay out the way.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Kurt Raw, aka Mr. Out the Way, and you already know how we do this. It's your favorite podcast, Out the Way Podcast. All right. Make sure you go subscribe right now on YouTube, Out the Way TV. Make sure you subscribe Out the Way Podcast as well. Okay. Now look, we got a special guest in the building. I got my girl Shanice in the building. What's up, Shanice?
What's going on?
What's up, man? Listen, we're gonna get into your life, Shanice. I ain't never brought nobody here and just said, let me get into your life. You're an inspiration. I bumped into you. You're a real inspiration. All right. We're gonna play a record, and when we come back, we're gonna dive straight into it. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, we right here on Out the Way Podcast. She ready, I'm ready, we ready. All right, y'all get ready. Here we go.
The door, I just pour my heart out in a text you just ignore. I hope you're not getting bored. You say that you hate me and I felt it in my core. Didn't see the canvas we were painting. You know how I'm always talking about going to Beijing. Yeah, you know how I'm always talking about you so amazing. I had to double my cup. Yeah, I'm cutting crazy. I can't even fuss. Yeah, that lean made me lazy. But I'm still trying to. Girl, I know that you hate it when I sit too much. The last thing I wanna do is make you work. But I'm a person, my vision's blurry. Sometimes I think the trust is surgery. Why you leaving so soon? Why you leaving so soon? Why you leaving so soon? Why you leaving?
Lil Gotham XO.
Shout out Gotham XO.
Oh, you think you hurt me, baby? I could hurt you more. You can't let me drown, I still will take you back to shore. Baby
Let's
girl,
go.
I'm sorry,
Let's
can
go.
you open up the door? Open the door. 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 Baby girl, I'm sorry, can you open up the door? Open the door. 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 Open the door.
Real survivor. So y'all gonna hear the story, the backstory. I heard it. I was intrigued. I said, you got to come on, inspire some people. Never know who's going through what. And that's what we want to be here to do, to inspire and uplift. Let's get into it. Now, today, this is just not a regular interview. This one right here is real life. We talking strength, survival. We talking about going through it and still coming out standing. Okay?
Yeah.
Literally outstanding. You see what I did there? I got a special guest in the building. Stage 4 cancer survivor. She even was on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And that's legendary, by the way. She's a proud Aggie from, you know what I'm saying, North Carolina A&T State University.
Pride.
And still here dancing and living life. Shanice, what's good? Listen, we finna laugh. We finna get into some stuff, some serious stuff, but we're gonna have a good time. All right, y'all gonna feel this.
Absolutely.
One. All right, so let's talk about it. You hear stage 4, right? You hear stage 4. That don't even sound friendly. What was that moment like when they told you that?
You know, I think the way the process works, though, you kind of got to go back a few steps because you don't find out it's stage 4 until after you've gone through. We found something. a biopsy, a consult with a radiologist, a scan, and all of a sudden now they tell you, after you've gone through all of this, you don't know if you're stage 3 or stage 4, and then you probably don't even know what stage 4 means, because I didn't. I had no idea what it was.
Okay, we're going to educate them tonight.
Yes, we are. So I go through this process, and, to answer your question, I didn't understand what it was. I didn't really care. I just knew they said I had 18 to 21 months to live, and I needed to call somebody who could explain to me what I had been told. So if I'm being honest, that's what I went through when I heard it, and I couldn't believe it. I'm Shanice. I know everything. What I say, everything's going on. I had no idea. Called my friend. I said, well, they said it's stage 4, and I got 18 to 21 months to live. It's metastasized, and I'm saying it like I know what I'm talking about. And so she starts crying. Shani.
That's what normal somebody that loves you would do, Shanice.
Oh.
All right. Keep going. So she started crying, Shanice. I understand. She did. She did that.
I was confused. So
Okay.
I said, well, what you crying for? She said, Shanice, it's in your bloodstream. It could go anywhere. And that's when I was like, oh, that's why y'all are afraid.
Right.
And
so, I mean, was there ever a moment you almost checked out mentally, like, I don't know if I got this?
well, I'm nosy, so no, because then I might have missed something.
If you checked out. All right, you got to stay checked in. All right. But you're still here, though. What kept you fighting?
Humanity. It started when I was a kid. I always had visions. I already knew we would have a World War III based on everything I'd read as a child. And I wanted to be a spark of morale and hope. And I have been paying attention to politics through being a banker for 20 years, working in tourism. My grandmother was chairman of Board of Elections in Craven County. Very, very influential people. Like I sat on the knees of civil rights leaders and spent the night in their houses. And I just felt like I had such an advantage as a human that there was no reason for me to pretend that I didn't know how to manage myself, because I've been taking care of myself for 2 years. I was symptomatic.
Right.
I quit my job in 2022. I didn't get diagnosed until 2024.
Okay.
So the power of God, right, to keep me without a paycheck.
Right.
There were so many questions about my behavior that I grew closer to the understanding of Jesus and what he taught. One of the things, I just got a message today, and it was talking about Peter. And it was saying how Jesus had taken a lot of criticism from family and, just the external circle. But what you learn from that is look at that as your personal chance to practice compassion. That's why I don't like for people to be like, your families are toxic, or for someone to say I'm toxic. No, Jesus came to teach. I came to help you practice. And so when my chance to practice came, I'm the kind of person that I believe if you love life, you love life. And so I gave life what it was looking for, and the universe responded with favor.
That's for sure. So if anybody's listening right now, going through something heavy, what do you tell them?
Well, first of all,
Being a survivor.
yeah.
First of all, what, man?
The first thing is the patience that we have with the human experience. We have to extend that same patience and grace to God when he gives it to us to experience him. And so many times people want to avoid that portion of the journey.
Okay.
And the one thing that I know, I was brought up to pray, but I was shown how to praise. And it's scientifically true. You cannot be depressed and grateful.
You say, my grandma always say, if you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray. But keep going.
it's so true, because the whole time I was dealing with this, I had been in foreclosure, which to me as a banker, you call the bank, you tell them what's going on. But it was interesting to see people worry about me becoming homeless when I had been a banker for 20 years, and I felt the same way about my house as I did my health. If I've helped all these people because I'm a vessel for the Lord, then all I have to do is surrender and allow that same frequency to apply to me. Those who can't coach, well, I can and I coach. And it was my chance. I was like, yo, let me show you what an adult can do.
But listen, that's fire. So look, how important was your mindset in your fight?
So my mindset is very simple. Like, my son and I have a theory. We like, everyone gets emotional. We just let it last 5 seconds. But I had to learn to get there. So I used to feel like I was androgynous. Like, I felt very masculine and feminine. And for a long time, I didn't want that. Not knowing that's who we are. Like, there's this feminine of God that nobody ever talks about. And so in my mind, I was making a lot of logical decisions, but they weren't emotional. And as a result, a lot of people weren't able to roll with my choices. And so my mind had to be focused. Steve Jobs said this. It's got to be 80% focus, 20% noise. And I was like, that doesn't work for me. So I was more like 75% focus, 20% play. And and the noise part of it really comes down to attention and compassion, right? You observe, and then that compassion that Christ taught is critically important, or else you're popping off, you nuck if you buck, and you don't care if someone cries. And that was me. That was really me. And so I had to evaluate myself in the journey in order to regain my strength.
Although I hear your strength, and so does everyone else. Like, so break this down. How did your outlook on life change after the whole ordeal?
The biggest thing for me was I spent a lot of time alone, and I started evaluating addiction because it was taking me away from serving God. So death was a reality for me. They lost my pulse. I've had a couple of blood clots. Since 2022, well, really it started in 2020 because I thought I was starting to have heart trouble. I have a genetic heart defect. Okay. So it went, Carl Jung, he's a psychologist. He calls it the dark night of the soul.
That sounds like something serious.
It was. Like, my mental stability was being questioned. My decisions were being challenged. And all I remember was saying, but when I look back over my life, I won't complain. Right. My good days outweigh my bad days.
For sure.
And this too shall pass.
Very inspirational.
It was all the cliches, but then I had to actually do it though, Kurt. I had to lick it. I was like, ooh, you was wilding out that day.
Okay.
And I saw God's grace, mercy, and forgiveness over my life. And then I started learning how to either apply it or deny it.
Apply it or deny it.
Correct.
That might be the name of this pod. So look, do you want to say anything else about that matter that you want to get off your chest?
I do. I was unsure of how I was navigating the whole journey. I was unsure. Like, how am I keeping my house? How am I not leaving Earth based on my physical health? And the answer to that was, I really did go to the doctor. I didn't skip any appointments. And when the doctors told me you are critically ill and the road to discovery may be long, I quit my job at that point so that I could focus on my dreams. I could focus on what I needed to do for my children. And I believe my commitment to that helped me. But also, What I didn't do, I didn't Google. I didn't go online and read everybody's story and find out about the disease.
Y'all heard what she said, right? You gonna internet yourself to death, boy. You gonna Google yourself out of here.
Never did it. Never did it. I listened to my doctors. I consulted with people who have been through the disease, and I accepted. I didn't know anything. I started going to conferences. I started learning about biomarkers and screenings and KRAS. And I was like, nobody's talking to us about this. And I saw myself becoming an advocate and a patient that had 18 to 21 months to live. And I did something I normally don't do. I kept it all to myself. I rested. I took advantage of my time with God. And I was grateful for every moment I had with my kids. And you couldn't tell me anything. I was having a blast, actually. People were very concerned. They didn't think I was really sick.
I'll believe it, yo, because it's your spirit. What point do they say, okay, all of the cancerous cells are gone, or you are good? Like, is there, you don't just show up one day and they like, yo, it's gone. So does it leave little by little? Like, how does that work?
So I'm so in tune with my body. I promise I felt the first cell. I felt the first cell. What happens is, it is like that though. You go in for that scan and they write a report and they determine whether or not you have cancer. Now, this is what was tricky about my situation. An x-ray is really kind of like an outline. A CAT scan is going to give you much more of an impression. And then a PET scan can actually tell you how active the cancer is. So I had a CAT scan in August and the cancer was supposed to be gone. The cancer, keyword cancer.
Right.
But it wasn't. Do you know the Holy Spirit made sure I was allergic to the contrast? So now they have to give me a PET scan. And when I came in, you know, this was probably the hardest appointment I had in the journey. The oncologist was like, okay, the tumor's smaller and the cancer's reduced. I said, I don't have cancer anymore. I don't have cancer. I said, I'm not going to tell the humans what you said. I said, the scan and AI read. And this is how AI explained it. There was a fire. Now, this is wild. This is something I've never heard anybody say in the cancer community.
Breaking news. Let's talk. What you hear him say?
Cancer is like a fire, and the fire is gone. All that's left is smoke and debris. There's still a mass in my chest. There's just no cancer in it. And so I said, how many people are getting CAT scans and they do not have cancer? And so the physical body, you ask me about, you know, it's just gone. It's not like that. The abnormal cells, they throw a whole freaking glow party in your body. They have a good time. They're enjoying themselves. All the good cells, especially your immune system, they are fighting with this radical get down in my chest. So I have this treatment and a therapy that touches every cell in my body.
Right.
It touches the good cells and the bad.
Right. So
you got to get that toxic medicine out of your system.
Right.
Most people don't die of cancer. They die of what is called a comorbidity. It's a symptom or a side effect. So a blood clot, COVID, pneumonia. And when the hospice nurse came to see me and I was telling him about my life and everything like I'm doing you, and he says, I thought I was coming here to put you on hospice. And I was like, why? And he said, Shanice, I read your file. Every emergency room visit you have had has been severe. Most people couldn't handle what you've been through.
But God. So were you a smoker?
No.
Was it like anybody in your family? You think it was genetically like?
I think so. But apparently we're resilient. I had an aunt in the 50s have a lung removed. Yo.
A whole lung?
Yes. And this chick, I have a picture of her holding my baby.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about when you was a baby. So you were a guest on Oprah Winfrey show. She was a guest on Oprah Winfrey
I was
show,
actually
y'all.
the youngest guest to first appear. I think it was a first child and first black girl. And if you look it up, it's gonna say it's Raven Simone. So I always tell people that Olivia is short for Shawnee's. I didn't even know it when I used to tell people that, but
Okay. I want to play a clip.
that was 89, and I was on at 87.
I want to play a clip.
Okay.
I'm Oprah Winfrey, and about 11 million children between the ages of 6 and 17 are overweight. A recent study shows that obesity is a rising epidemic among children. My next guest says that she has become one of the class clowns, trying to get other kids to like her. 2 weeks ago, a lot of her girlfriends stopped talking to her because she wore baggy pants to school that made her look even heavier. She says she cries all the time because she's so happy. Unhappy. Please meet Shanice Cordell. So you started, what, being the class clown?
Well, not really in class, but when I'm around my friends.
And that is because?
Well, someone's like apologizing for not being as skinny as they are. So I guess that's the way I just do it, to apologize.
But are you naturally funny?
Yes.
So why do you feel that you have to apologize?
Well, because I don't feel that I feel that we're the same, but sometimes I feel that they don't feel I'm the same as them. So, to make up for that, I kind of act funny when I'm around them.
Have they said it to you?
When they get mad at me just to get on my bad side.
Why you got a bad side?
They say what?
They call me fat and dumpy looking and things like that.
Well, do you ever think about calling them names back?
No, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I'm trying to show them that if they don't hurt mine, then, maybe they can change.
But do you feel that, aside from the weight, that you are pretty, you're smart, you're obviously very articulate?
Yo, that's crazy. Listen, first of all, we have a guest on Out the Way podcast that's been on Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah.
Let's start there. Oprah, you ain't the only one that could get an interview, okay? I could get her too. Shout out to Oprah Winfrey.
No, I want to shout you out.
Do that.
I have to. I don't trust anybody with this. That has been in the vault
That's in the vault.
since
So
1987.
I appreciate the trust.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to show the people you. I didn't want to just say you was there. I wanted to show you was there. So I appreciate you for trusting us with that. And listen, let's talk about it though. I kind of want to just talk about what it was like meeting Oprah Winfrey back then. How was it? Was she super nice? Like, was she like? How was it? Like, just the whole getting there, getting to the show. Talk to me. Getting to Chicago. It was in Chicago at the time.
Yes.
Talk to us about it. We all want to know.
Well, I am serendipitous. Let's start there. Ever since I was a child, and like as I'm watching the clip, I'm thinking to myself like, I was witty and
As hell.
Yeah, so I was like, don't talk to me any kind of way because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Like I was serious. I had been going through a lot. I was being bullied, not just by children, by adults too. They were being a little too rough with me. And I also was from North Carolina. So one, I can fight. Two, my granddaddy has a gun. Right. So I'm not sure what the problem is around here. You can be city, Chicago down, but until you see East Coast country, North Carolina, you really don't know what you're dealing with. Like we're a lost breed from Atlantis, and we have an ability to talk to God. So true. God talked to me.
So what was it like meeting Oprah?
You have to understand how I got there. I was with God, and he said, I see you're going through a hard time. I'm going to send you to see a lady. I said, is that Oprah? And he said, yes. I said, well, how am I going to get there? He said, don't worry about it. Sure enough, 2-3 days later, Miss Winfrey would come on at 9, and then she would tell what the show would be about coming up. I called all day long because I was trying to win tickets to see Michael Jackson that summer. About 3:00, a producer says, Oprah Winfrey. And I said, hi, I'm calling about Wednesday show. She says, tell me about yourself. We talked for about an hour. Parents come home. how was your day, Pumpkin? Fine. I do not tell these people that I have been talking to
To the
Oprah's
producers?
people. To Oprah's people, I'm grown. Yeah, my business.
God, look at you. We just saw you talking. I know you held a great conversation with this producer.
Oh, I did.
I know you
I
killed
told her
it.
it all.
You killed the
I
interview.
did. To the point she had to call me back. She called me back. She said, tell me a little more about yourself a few days later. I said, ooh, I gotta beef this up because you should be calling me with the instructions, Well, she tells me I'm an alternate. Kurt, I'm not even on the show. I'm not on the show. She says, if we have somebody who can't make it, we'll call you. Next day, phone rings. No hello. It's the same person, different attitude.
No hello.
Can you be here tomorrow? We have somebody who can't make it. Yeah. I'm 12.
I could get there, though. You still ain't told mom and dad nothing?
No.
Or mom, whoever? The parents?
No.
All right.
So they're in bed. I don't get from the Holy Spirit until like 8, 9 o'clock. They're still up. And I said, can I be on Oprah tomorrow? And they start screaming, yelling. They do not ask me what the show is about. My mama calls, and she looks like Rachel off of Everybody Hates Chris. Mm-hmm. She's like, yeah, my baby gonna be on Oprah tomorrow. I'm not gonna be able to come in. Yeah. Hold on a second. What you going on Oprah for? I was like,
did the producers talk to her eventually?
No.
So what? They send a plane ticket. Do you know how that went down?
I was in Illinois, so we were in the suburbs.
Okay. I missed
and
that.
So
So did you finesse your way to Oprah?
Like she finessed Aretha Franklin though.
How she finessed Aretha?
There's a story a friend told me about her like getting to this bus station, running into Aretha, getting like $100 from her, just living her best life.
Were you nervous meeting her though?
No, I was on there for a purpose. I was going to touch humanity with this clip because.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, God told me I couldn't tell anybody. So even when my mom, got off the phone with her manager, she picked up the phone, she was ready to call the family. I said, you can't tell anybody. But it wasn't me who said it. I was like, ooh, I don't talk to my mama like that. Mm-hmm. But she got it. She understood and she asked, she said, can I get somebody to record it? Like she was talking up past me. It was the weirdest conversation I'd ever had with my mother in my life.
Okay.
And so I waited for the answer and I was like, yes. Then we went in my room. We picked out clothes. Everything from this point on became very solemn, became very sacred. Because there was no doubt that I was going to do something with this. We just didn't know what or when. Because I am Shanice. It's just what it is. I've already taken care of everything. I'm very mature. So what am I going to do with this? Got to the show. Mommy went one way and my brother. I went to the green room. Oh, you talk about a spread. Oh, my God. Food, makeup. I was like, I want this life. I want this life. And so I was at work. I was not on there as a guest. I was on there as a mentee, as a student. I made that decision for myself.
It was an internship.
It was.
Let's go.
So when we got on stage, I just knew I would be sitting right next to Miss Winfrey.
Stop right there. You didn't know that.
Yes, I did know that. Why would you not put the first black girl on the Oprah Winfrey Show next to Oprah Winfrey?
The fact, whether you knew it or not, right? The fact that I was going to mention this too. The fact that you were right beside her. That make that clip even more like fantastic.
I'm so glad you enjoyed that.
Nah, for real.
I believe the producers were strategic in that. And when I finished the show, this is when it overwhelmed me. Like walking down the street. Hey, didn't I just see you on Oprah? And I was like, oh, I don't want this. This I don't want. I was like, this is not, I said, oh, now I see why you said I couldn't tell anybody. So come to find out, the tape was recorded in North Carolina. So I have all North Carolina commercials from the East Coast in the video, not Illinois information. That's how North Carolina I am. Like, when I saw that, I was like, I know this must mean something. God, what are you trying to do with me? Like, I used to pray about it. And so I became a banker. I wanted to manage money.
Hold on.
Yes.
Did you get paid for going on there?
No. There was no compensation, but it's up to you to utilize your opportunity.
For sure.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? How did that, like, were you really being bullied though? Let's get to because we skipped all of that.
Yeah, I was being treated with aggression, but no one ever talks to a person who's bullying a person with confidence. And so, I mean, you can bully me if you want. I remember one time, one of the kids, we were going back and forth, and whatever she said, I had a comeback for it, but I was loud because I was tired of talking to her. And so her mom came in the room and she was like, why did you say that to her? And I ran down everything she had said to me.
Yo, it ain't normal that the fat kid get bullied. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Because the fat kid is aggressive, can probably beat up the skinny
Oh,
people,
yeah, that's right. See, I'm not
I ain't never seen her.
I'm assertive, not aggressive. And so that can
You got to use your fat. When you was fat, you got to use your fat.
Only if I have to, because I'm very strong.
You ain't fat no more, but I'm just saying.
Man, I am strong. Like, I remember when they told Mike Tyson his hands were lethal weapons. Like, I have to be very, very careful with my temper. Okay.
So you saving them.
But you was
talking with a bunch. That's what I was about to say. You was talking with a whole bunch of, listen, I'm be nice to them, so maybe they can realize they can be nice too. But in other words, you was saying, I'm gonna be nice because if I punch one of them in the chest or the chin, it ain't gonna feel good. I'm giving them a pass. That's basically
that's
what you
the fat
told
kid. There it
That's
is.
basically what you told Oprah.
Yes, it was true, because I'm still like that to this day. And one time it happened at work, and I was being bullied. Do you know, I went to see Tyler Perry, and I believed it was his last time performing as Medea. So I decided I wanted to take my grandmother's and my mother-in-law. Do you know, when we got to the show, it was weird. It was just weird. I can't tell you why. I just felt weird. Mm-hmm. He came out at the end, and everybody started clapping. I was like, but this is it. Like, the cat's supposed to be, I've seen this before, but it's not right. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine being like, this is not right, and wanting to stand up and say it. This is not, none of this is right, y'all. I don't know if he knew it in advance, but when he came out, he said, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. And I was like, oh. He said, I didn't even know this person would be in the audience tonight. And I promised I wanted to be like, Oprah, they bullied me at that bank.
Right.
And he says, Oprah Winfrey. And what I was going through at that time, I had an ugly separation from a bank. I was right. They were wrong. I wasn't all the way right, but I was more right than they were wrong. And so it was an ugly separation, and they had to go to mediation, and they had to pay me, and they had to, undo some of their wrong.
Had to break you off. So look, going back though, we're gonna move the conversation. But,
I'm listening.
But going back real quick, right, to the whole stage 4 situation. You said to me, and I want to make it clear. I want to make sure I got it right.
Being married would help me with not having a reoccurrence, because of the structure that comes with marriage.
Okay.
You're observed. You are witnessed. Your life, the inside, the outside, the growth, the development. Mm-hmm. I'm such a complex person that I can't get full of myself. So I'm a giver and I'm a receiver. And not every woman is in the position to do these things. Mm-hmm. But because I can, why would I not share this alignment with another human soul?
That's real. That's real. So you repping North Carolina A&T. Aggie Pride. I already know. That's a whole different type of energy, yo. What did A&T do for you as a person?
Well, first of all, I didn't want to go there. I had no intentions of going there.
Let's start there.
I really wanted to go to an art school in Florida, and I probably would have been down there having a blast in somebody's strip club. But My daddy said, I want an ROI, a return on my investment.
Okay, shout out to Pops.
I made sure he got that.
Let's go. Let's go.
I did. I went to A&T. I became one of the most powerful Golden Delight auxiliary dancers in the band. People still to this day like compliment me on my commitment to my gift. And I had a lot of growth, like my daughter is right now, outside of the classroom. I remember I was homeless my senior year, and
College life.
Yeah, but I had friends, and I believe in all that compassion that I learned from studying Jesus. We got to remember, Jesus was around here 33 years. His friends, I studied the Bible as a playbook. His friends were around here talking about him. He had great friends, and I developed the most wonderful relationships in college with men, with women. I was active, and I was serious about my studies. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do outside of school, but I'm also very proud that I'm a 4th generation college graduate in my family. And I'm the mother of a 4th generation Aggie. I'm a 3rd. And this is when A&T wasn't A&T. It wasn't the largest HBCU in the world at that time. But what I'm proud of is that our group of friends, we were a little before the drumline era, but we were really the ones who, the kids even today, they say, we just heard everything was better in the 90s.
Did that environment back then, did that build the toughness that we see now?
No, it was a break from it, actually. That's why I love A&T so much. Because like I said, I was always grown, always resilient. But when I got to T, I did something I never had done before that. I actually got a boyfriend. Because I'm not really into commitment. I don't see why we need to have commitments. Like, we should have agreements. Because I'm busy.
So do you want to get married or not?
I want to get,
that's a
yeah.
So what are we doing, Shani?
Kurt, listen.
All right, tell us. Tell us now. I can't just let you say talk. I gotta hear you.
I can't get on here and be like, I am excited and thrilled that the Lord has blessed me with this vision that will help humanity be housed and avoid food insecurities. First of all, that's a big ask of a person, right?
A big what?
A big ask of a person.
Oh, okay, I ain't hear what you said. I was just playing.
But whenever it's like it's mixed reviews, right? Not that my environment matters, but what does matter is when I say I'm getting married and people are like, you can have that. And I'm thinking, you know what? Let me walk in my assignment. Let me be obedient and let me start programming my mind for a new way of life that will intentionally inspire others. But I would have to be truthful first. Commitment is okay. It is a lot of work because
that it is.
It is because like I already said, I'm unfazable, baby. I don't have to do this, but God is telling me I do have to do this. And when I do it, I don't get to do what I want to do anymore. I have to take this compassion and remain considerate of another human being.
So even though you know this is what you need, right? Now I'm walking with you. I'm walking with you. So you're saying even though you know this is what you need, it ain't gonna be easy, and you ain't necessarily looking forward to it all the way, but you're still what you need.
Yes,
you get what I'm kind of like going to work.
Like a dude.
I don't want to, but I'm
no, like a dude. Like a dude.
Or like going to work.
Like a dude.
That's what we talking about, right?
Wait, no, I'm about to ask some questions now, y'all. Why can it not be like this is a very masculine, truthful response to this? Because women don't say this. Women are just these dudes ain't that's their response. Men are not typically like women aren't good for them. They are trying to manage how do I merge my life with this other human.
Okay.
And so I don't know how to do that. That will require the holiest of spirits.
But you know what you do know how to do and you know what your passion is. You said your passion is dancing, right?
Oh, it is.
All right, so where does that come from?
It's a gift. I mean, I can't do it without God because I'm 50. I am 51, actually.
Is that your therapy? Therapy?
I wouldn't say it's my therapy. I feel it's more like my obligation. Like the angels need this. Like, what are they doing if I'm not dancing? And so I literally dance. I dance every day. I can't stop.
So be honest. What song are you putting on when you need to feel like yourself again?
Oh man. So it's a couple of different ones.
What's
one is Cash Commandments. I have to hear that.
Okay.
Because the I have to hear that, like, to remember this moves on relationship, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then my help cometh from the Lord. That's my other go-to. Like, one is long, two, it's a community mass choir that's singing it, and three, it's in my range. So
I get it.
I really enjoy that song. You know, it talks about nature. It talks about, you know, God. It talks about the physical body. It really encompasses a lot of what I was experiencing. And it was like I was in two different worlds and my body went through a body fracture is how psychologists explained it. But the one thing that kept me grounded was dancing.
So listen, y'all. Shanice, what do you go by? Shanice?
It depends on the environment. So, you know my real government name because I actually really like you. There are people who don't know what my name is, but my work name is Niecy.
All right, so we got Niecy in the building. Listen, she's a survivor. I felt like as soon as I heard your story, I wanted you to come here and share it. Tell these people, tell the people. Maybe you can help somebody. Maybe somebody needed to hear and see somebody as strong as you who went through what you went through and came out on the other side. We praying for you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
somebody prayed for you, and you're blessed to be here. You know what I mean? And I just want to let you know that you are certainly an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
Just know that I got you. So make sure y'all hit me up on IG, Out the Way TV. Make sure you go subscribe on YouTube, Out the Way TV. Make sure you go subscribe also on YouTube, Out the Way Podcast, where you can see this podcast right here, right now. It's your boy Kurt Raw, a.k.a. Mr. Out the Way. Don't nobody do it better. Understand me. We got a special guest coming in the building next week or the week after. It don't matter. Y'all know we'll be here. We're going to turn it up. We're going to turn it out. Ain't no podcast better. Understand that. If you ain't out the way, you win the way. We'll be back next week. Same place, same time. It's your boy Kurt Raw, man. We out of here. Gone.
It's Zombie World.
Hey, yo, don't mind us. Never mind. Did that Out the Way radio remix. We lit. Turn that up, turn it up, turn that up, turn it up. Hot takes, burning up. We gon' give it to them straight like it's permanent. Sit back, enjoy the show. Kick back, enjoy the show. Kick back, enjoy the show. Raw, she my co-host, Lady Cleo. Yo. Stay out the way, stay out the way, stay out the way. We out the way, we out the way. Stay out the way, stay out the way, stay out the way. We out the way, we out the way. Stay out the way, stay out the way, stay out the way. We out the way, we out the way. Stay out the way, stay out the way, stay out the way. We out the way. Who got the best content?